For a limited time only, Agri-Studios merch is now available over at Farm Focused. Be sure to get your order in early while supplies last. Link in the video description.
Hey, what's up guys? Riley here. Couple quick updates. First of all, updated the personal vehicle. We've got us a Honda CR-V. We also, changed a couple crops here on the farm. So we've decided, enough of this growing wheat and everything. Let's try some corn. So we got some corn here. Man, didn't know you could grow this stuff out here in Montana, but guess what? Corn. Yeah, obviously we're not in Montana. We're in Iowa today. We're gonna be taking a look at soybean harvest out here. They're not doing the corn right now, but soybean harvest tomorrow. We'll be filming that and getting a tour of maybe one of the coolest farms I've ever seen. These guys are super unique. Not only do they, have some diversified farming here in Iowa with corn, beans, they have a dairy farm, they use robotic milkers, and what I think is really cool, they're huge into agritourism. They have seen thousands of people come through their farm, and that's pretty awesome. First, let's get some drone footage of these guys baling. There's two balers here and a guy raking over there as well. Let's get the drone out. By the way, Pelican air cases are awesome and expensive. But guess what? If you work in the video industry full-time, worth it, especially when flying through airports. This thing's amazing. Here's the drone, the Air 2S. I probably said that I was gonna do a review video on this drone. Still haven't done it. Someday. Okay guys, I'm here in front of their massive dairy barn right here, and this isn't just a dairy barn. This is so many other things. There's an apartment building in here, or there's an apartment unit in here. Somebody lives here. John's daughter Amy, who manages a lot of the dairy side of their business here. But lots going on here. So we'll go ahead. We'll start by going in the front door here. There we go. So doesn't really look like a normal barn entrance, does it? Well, this is because this is the whole agritourism section. So here's the cool part. We're in a special hallway now where we've got one-way glass. We can look right into the milking parlors, which these milking parlors are just 4 Lely astronaut milking robots. So, Lely, it's becoming kind of more of a popular deal, particularly here in the US. Lely is based out of the Netherlands. And these just run 24/7, milks the cows 3 times a day per cow. They walk in by themselves. They're kind of treated like a molasses-based treat feed, basically. This area is so that, people like you can come here, can come visit, see what milking's about. This, my friends, is a meeting space in a barn. Just an event hall up here on the 2nd level of the barn. So community events use this place all the time. They've had like FFA banquets in here and all sorts of cool stuff. And it's appropriately located within the dairy barn. So you can come up here to these windows and overlook whole sides, the whole wings of the barn. This wing over here, same thing over there. It's pretty awesome. So I'm on a balcony right now on the 2nd level. The 1st level is those robotic milkers underneath me in the touring hall that we were in. On the balcony overlooking the wing over here, all Jersey dairy cattle. They run all jerseys. Why jerseys? Well, their markets are not so much milk, but more so cheese related products, things like that. So jerseys, they can tell you more about it than I can, but they're everywhere here. When they built this barn, the goal was to have a space that operated as efficiently as possible. Lely robotic milkers help with that. The way the space is designed helps with that. And of course, the center core of it all, tourism. So that was a component in designing this barn as well. definitely a very unique setup in here. Cows that are gonna have calves, they're in here. Feed center in here. Here we've got dairy cow number 1, and the new addition to the farm, dairy cow number 2. Here's an unfortunate thing that's happened to these guys recently. They lost an entire commodity building to a fire. This was lost in that moment. It's too bad. This is a cool tractor. They did find one similar to it. We saw a rake in there earlier, but still. They lost about, I'd say 6 weeks worth of feed from this is what I heard. So it's not an enormous setback, but you know, losing a building, that's not ideal. But that's just part of farming. Bad things happen sometimes, and you just have to overcome those challenges. Okay, another cool thing about this place, the house. It's awesome. I mean, huge amount of space here. Commercial grade kitchen over here. Well, this is all done on purpose. This house was specifically built for tourism in mind. So what does John and Joan do? Well, all the guests come here into the house. We fill this whole space with seating. If there needs to be food for a meeting or something, there's the commercial grade certified kitchen to be able to do that as well. And tours usually start here. So John and Joan will come up to the front here and present. Anyways, question you might be asking, well, they already have that meeting room over there. So why do tours come here and not just in that meeting room for their kind of orientation, PowerPoint presentation deal? Well, answer, you always feel more at home in somebody's home. Just a much more natural environment really puts you in the perspective of a family farm when the guests of given tours can come to your actual household building instead of a commercial barn building. So that's why the household is used for the beginnings of tours and other events from time to time. So come in here. All this stuff you see in here is for sale. These are all goods from their farm that you can purchase. There's some pork. I think they do some beef sales. So they run actually a few straight Angus cows, and yeah, there's all sorts of goodies in there. They also do a crossbreed between Jersey and Angus, which I think is pretty interesting. So, you know, they're experimenting around with breeds a little bit here, but by meat, there's some cheese products as well. So here's cheese products. Now, you might be wondering, where's the cashier? There is no cashier. So what stops me from stealing whatever I want when no people are around? Well, they do have security cameras. They're gonna figure it out. But it's all on the honor system here. You know, pick what you want. Here's where the money goes. They empty it out daily, so don't steal their money. There's not that much in there. Honor system, you just come in here, you're part of the community, come in here, pick up what you want, and leave. Super popular option when you're near a city. Like, more farms need to do this. More farms are doing this, but this is an awesome idea. All right, guys, we're in the combine. This is Joan Maxwell, Cinnamon Ridge Farms. Her and her husband John farm here. And yeah, what all do you do?
Well, we have a robotic dairy operation. We have row crops, and for those of you row crops, that would be corn and soybeans. We also grow alfalfa for our dairy cows, and we have a beef cow calf operation, which means we have beef cows that give birth to calves, and then we raise those up for beef production. And then we also raise up our Jersey bull calves, either as bulls that can go to stud, or every man's dream, I guess. Or if their genomics aren't real good, we will castrate them and we raise them up to market weight. We sell to consumers and restaurants for their wonderful prime beef.
Yeah, all sorts of stuff. I mean, the beef production, that's similar to what we do out in Montana. Everything else completely foreign, including what we're doing right now, harvesting soybeans. Definitely interesting seeing a different crop that I've not been around before. We're harvesting it at a, you know, kind of almost a different season. These are fall crops, not summer crops. All you guys in the Midwest are used to harvesting in like October. Yeah, we don't do that in Montana. It snows too much in October.
We also do corn, but this week we're doing soybeans, which is we are early this year. We typically don't harvest this early, but with we had drought conditions. We haven't had much rain after November, and or excuse me, we haven't had much rain after the 4th of July. So crops are maturing early. We're seeing right now, though, our soybeans seem to be doing just fine. We plant soybeans following a cover crop. So we plant cereal rye in the fall, and in the spring, around Memorial Day, we harvested green for feed for our cattle. Now, I don't think I can make it back, so I'm going to go back the way we came, because I think
your grain tank
hopper is going to be full.
That's how you know you're getting pretty good yield.
Yeah.
Soybeans itself's an amazing crop. They have just pushed, you know, as far as like seed genetics and all that.
There's many different kinds of soybeans too. Just like you have your oil camelida that I've been hearing of. We have high oleic soybeans. Then we also have food grade soybeans. Something that consumers may not really realize is soybeans are mostly used by humans, and in the soybean oil, they go and get crushed, they produce oil, and you see that in your ranch dressing. Anything that has soybean oil or vegetable oil is typically soybeans. So then that leaves the leftover soybean called soybean meal, and that is fed to chickens, pigs, and cattle. And so that's why soybeans are very valuable in both human consumption and in livestock consumption.
Yeah, that's why a ton of it has grown here in the Corn Belt of the U.S. as well. I mean, same thing with corn. There's so many end uses for corn.
Not to mention
even
tortillas.
Even within agriculture. Yeah.
Yeah, cornstarch is pretty impressive. It's a lot of those biodegradable plastics.
That's cool. So yeah, big industry here in the Midwest. I mean, if you come from other ag YouTube channels, you already know all this. But I'm from Montana. This is kind of new for me.
Welcome to Iowa. Let's see how we do here. We're tracking
GPS
on the white line.
Engaged. GPS is pretty handy, isn't it?
Yeah, especially with soybeans. It's such a big head. And one of the things we want to do is have efficiency. And with efficiency, you don't want to miss soybeans or overlap. Because now you've got this big engine, you want it to be as efficient as possible. So I wonder if we're going to make it all the way to the end here. So you can see, now we're cutting across the field. The blue shows where I've already combined and where I'm going. And so now I've got a gap over here, which I'll pick up later. But this is the most efficient, is when the reel is full. That is called a full tank. We'll just cut across here. Now normally we'd have a grain cart following us, but we will just...
The rest of the crew quit.
Can you believe it?
They went home.
So we'll just jog on over here. I knew that would happen. But
maybe I should quit making YouTube videos and actually go help run grain cart or something.
well, you can do YouTube videos from the grain cart.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've done it before.
I think we need to back the grain cart up.
Yeah, I can probably go do that. Figure out how to put it in reverse here. Okay, so this is going to be a John Deere 8335R. Fire her up. We'll probably call that good there. Jones going to run the combine around and dump into the grain cart.